Hello, I'm Eldon Sully, and I'm a guitar instructor, and I want to introduce you to the guitar. This is a first lesson that I planned as actually has three parts. This is part one of this series, where I'm going to talk about different things of the guitar, and this is a great video to help you to get ready to study and explore the guitar. I usually give this to my students as a first lesson to introduce them to the guitar because this is what I go over usually in the first lesson, and if you can view the videos we can get quickly into other things. So the first thing I want in this part one of this series, I want to introduce you to the parts of the guitar. These are important because I'll be talking about each of these in our lessons. First part, I'm going to start from the top and then go down to the bottom. Of course, you only see part of my guitar here, but it does have a bottom, has a body in it. Okay, so at the top part, this area from the top of the guitar to this white part, this white nut is what's called a nut. It's called the headstock area, and it is composed of several tuning pegs. And of course, on the guitar has 6 strings, so you're going to have 6 tuning pegs. There's one for each string. The string wraps around that post, and then these mechanisms here will either make the sound go down. If you turn it, you go up. You can experiment with that by just turning it just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. And then tuning it back up. We'll learn about that, about tuning and using those tuning pegs in the first lesson that we have when you come and see me. But those tuning pegs are in the headstock. I also have this emblem there. You probably have an emblem that says Ovation. It's a nice Ovation guitar that I've had for a long time, and it's really served me well. So this is the headstock, and of course I mentioned here that this is the nut. Every string that you have travels over this nut. There are little grooves in there that you can see, that you can look at. There's 6 grooves, one for each string, where the string travels over. Alright, so that's the headstock area. Let's get into the neck area. This neck area is long. It's kind of like a giraffe. A giraffe has a long neck, and also a guitar has a long neck. The strings, each of the 6 strings, travel over the neck, and the neck is comprised of several things. I'm going to show you the back. This is what the back of the neck looks like. It kind of attaches to the body there, and it has a fingerboard. This black area that's kind of smooth and shiny is giving us a lot of glare. There is called the fingerboard, and it has little markers, indentations in there for certain frets that we have. And as I mentioned before, the frets are the little markers that are the silver markers that are up and down the neck. These are important because it's going to tell you where to put your fingers. And of course, the nut is like the 0 fret. And then the 1st fret is located right here. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, you see what the marker is, 4th fret, and then 5th fret. So if I ask you to place your finger, one of your fingers, I'm going to use the 1st finger, in the 1st fret, on the 1st string, what I'm actually going to do is to place my finger not on the fret like you see, but slightly behind it. That's the best place to put the finger to get a good sound out of the guitar. Okay, so remember that. Not on the fret, but slightly behind it. Okay, so we have the neck area. Now I'm going to flip my guitar up this way, and I'm going to talk about the body. The body is probably the largest part of the instrument, and it has, the first thing I want to point out is that it has a top, a wood top there, where it can go, where it helps to produce the sound. Whatever sound comes out of the guitar, part of it is produced by the top. Mine is made of wood, and probably yours is also if you have an acoustic guitar. An acoustic guitar is one that produces sound naturally without the use of an amplifier. It can also use an amplifier to make it louder. And on my guitar, the back is a little bit different. Mine is not flat like some guitars. It's kind of like a bowl. And it's made of a different material. It's not made of wood or anything like that. So yours may be, wood and have a flat back, and it has flat sides. So mine's a little bit different, but every guitar has a back, sides, and a top. What's really important about the sound is this round hole there. We call this sound hole because anytime you pluck a string, that's where the sound comes out. And that's where you can't really see the sound, unfortunately. But if you saw it, you would see it boom as soon as we make a sound, or pluck a string. Okay, so it's a round hole. It has some nice decoration around it that is usually different on a few guitars. And at the other end, we have the bridge. This other white piece that kind of looks like the nut in its in color, but really from the distance of the string from the nut to the bridge is where the string vibrates. So if you pluck like the thickest string, you can see the string vibrate back and forth there, and that kind of proves that that vibration takes place in between the nut and the bridge. Okay, so the bridge is where the strings are attached. You run that through the bridge, it goes through to the tuning peg, and then it winds around there. Okay, one thing about I think about the headstock area, don't do this at home. Don't try this at home because there are a lot of sharp edges here. If you're going to put your hands on the guitar, put it anywhere from the nut to the bridge is the safest place for that. Okay, so there we have the parts of the guitar. So when you come for your first lesson, I'm going to ask you, hey, where's the headstock? And you're going to point over here, right? And if I say, okay, where's the neck? You're going to point right here. Where are the frets? You're going to point right here to the frets that are on the neck and on the fingerboard. Where's the body? Body is all in here. All right, where's the bridge? The bridge is this white piece. So be prepared for that when you come for your first lesson. So we're going to progress. I hope you enjoyed this part 1 of this video series. Come back and view part 2, where we're going to talk about holding the guitar and holding the pick.